everybody, Jeff Williams with Fle Fly. We've got a fun little video put together for you today that shows you what to be looking for on your down scan or your sonar. One of the most asked questions we get at Fle Fly is, how do you find your fish? How do you find those white bass or schooling fish when you're fishing with Bendable Minnow jigging spoons? I think these tips are going to help you. Hope you enjoy the video. Now, one real important thing that you need when you're looking for offshore fish, schooling fish, is you need some sort of a marker buoy. Now, that's a little homemade marker buoy out there in the water in front of Hayden. And you really have to find something to mark your schools of fish. Now, one of the tips that I can give you, one of the best tips, is after you find a school of fish, you want to drop your marker buoy on the upwind side of that school, and then you want to come back in and fish that school of fish without ever disturbing them. So you're actually casting, well, let's put it this way, the fish will be between you and your marker buoy. So drop your marker buoy on the upwind side of your school, circle your boat around, and cast between the boat and the marker buoy to catch your active white bass. Now here's some fish on some Lowrance downscan equipment, and you can see how they're relating to the bottom in 17 foot of water, and the water's 84 degrees. Now here's a huge school of white bass with some catfish underneath them. And folks, when you find white bass in open water like this, you can absolutely load the boat. Most of the time you'll find a small group of fish like this relating to the bottom, and it could be any schooling fish. Now, color sonar is not going to be as defined as a downscan technology, but you can still use it to catch lots and lots of white bass. And you'll see these arches directly underneath the boat. You can catch a lot of fish using color sonar equipment.
I got one.
Now, as you can see, we're fishing off of a pontoon boat, and this is really easy fishing. I want you to look and see throughout this video, the kids are really catching a lot of white bass, and they're using the 1 ounce bendable minnows, and these are great products for kids to go fishing with. Now, this is a summertime pattern, but the summertime pattern usually stays good all the way through the summer, late summer, and early fall. And this is good for white bass, it's good for Kentucky bass, walleye, anything that's a schooling fish that chases fish out in the main part of the lake, feed on dying bait fish, will hit these bendable minnows. Our bendable minnow jigging spoon just happens to be proprietary, that will allow you to bend it without damaging the finish. Coming up is just another little tip on how to bend the bendable minnow jigging spoon. I hope these tips really help you and your family catch a lot more fish this year. Now, we didn't cut that tape one bit. You saw the boys and I catch those fish just about every time we dropped our baits down there. Now what we're using today is the 1 ounce bendable minnow, and I don't really have mine bent at all. The fish are so active, we don't have to modify the action of the lure today. But I'm telling you what, folks, if you live somewhere where you are around stripers, white bass, hybrid stripers, walleye, Kentucky bass, fish that do a lot of schooling in the summertime, late summer, fall, and early winter, you're going to want to try some of these bendable minnow jigging spoons. Once you find and locate these fish, all you have to do is cast into them, pull it up, let it fall, pull it up, let it fall, and let it fall right through those fish. If you get into a tricky little bite, say the fish aren't really aggressive, remember, the more you bend this lure, the slower it will fall. And I promise you that lure will probably fall about half as fast as it will if we just take the bend out and let them hit it with a fast reaction strike. So those are some tips from Fle Fly and Outdoor Brands. Thanks for watching our videos.